So my name is Will Martindale. I'm the head of policy at the PRI, which is the Principles for Responsible Investment. And we believe that sustainability within financial markets is incredibly important to the long-term returns of investors. So the report that we've shared today, which is titled Fiduciary Duty in the 21st Century, makes the legal case as to why investors should be integrating environmental, social and governance issues into their investment decision making. There is already the moral case, there is clearly a financial case, this helps enhance returns, there is now also the legal case. So in this report we looked at 8 key markets. Those key markets were Canada, US, the UK, Germany, Japan, Australia, South Africa, and of course Brazil. And Brazil is very important to us because it's a very fast growing market. There is innovation when it comes to integrating E, S and G issues. And there is lots of momentum here in Brazil to adopt the sustainability agenda, and that's why we felt it was very important to consider Brazil in our study. So the question is, in which countries are the practices of investment funds more compliant with the PRI? And this for us is a very difficult question to answer because we don't believe that there is one way in which you can be a responsible investor, and you can be responsible in very different markets in very different ways. So you can be a thematic investor, you can look at potentially a theme that's important to you, whether that's in the environment or climate. You can screen, you can take away the companies that you don't want to invest in. And you can be a mainstream ESG integration fund. Every investment decision making that you make, you can apply an ESG filter. You could be an active owner of the companies in which you invest. You can engage through your shareholdings. And that's why there's many different ways in which you can be a responsible investor, and it very much determines on the type of local market. The question is whether participants here at the conference understand the issues that we've been discussing today on sustainability. And very much there is a very strong understanding of the sustainability requirements here in Brazil, and from the people that we've met and the people that we've spoken with, and for the 45 Brazilian financial sector participants that have signed up to the PRI. And the question now is not why should we be integrating environmental, social and governance issues, but how do we integrate environmental, social and governance issues? And in particular, for me and my area of work, it's creating the regulatory and the policy making environment that enables the integration of E, S and G in investment decision making. Whether or not in the future global policies will align with the 6 principles of responsible investment. And in the 10 years since the original report that was looking into fiduciary duties and whether or not ESG is compatible with your fiduciary duty, we've seen very little legal change, very little hard law change. But what we have seen is lots of soft law change. We've seen the growth of stewardship codes like that in the UK, in Japan, in Malaysia. We've seen the growth of corporate governance codes like the King Code in South Africa. We've seen the rise of sustainable stock exchanges, which Befespa is a leading participant of. And that's why we see this as a very much a growing agenda. And we do believe that financial markets and market participants will in the long term align themselves with the PRI. The PRI is there to support investors in integrating E, S and G in their investment decision making. And there's many ways that we do this, but let me share 2. One is that we provide a service where resource-constrained asset owners and investment managers can come together to engage companies on issues that are important to their E, S and G issues. We call this the clearinghouse, and we allow investors across borders, different types of investors, to get together to engage a company on a particular sustainability issue. The other service that the PRI provides is a series of guides per asset class to help signatories to implement ESG in each different asset class, whether it's infrastructure or property or private equity or listed equity or fixed income. We're providing guides to help the signatories navigate that asset class.